away from the top as much as possible, and then very quickly, if you do get any after we get it together, we're going to wipe it out, because it did affect the stain a little bit. And we do not need to go super heavy with the glue on these because they're going to have breadboards on them. Okay, so I'm just going to put that in there like that. Okay, I don't want to over tighten them. Probably crank them down a little bit once I get tops on. So these are the breadboards. So these are going to get glued on there, and it's all going to be nice and tight together. Bolts can't possibly come out, so the handles can't possibly come off. But if you want to try to make sure they don't come loose, you might want to put a little bit of Loctite on the threads there. I did that on the prototype. I didn't do it on this one. Didn't think of it. So I'm just going to place it kind of, wherever I think it's nice and centered. Okay, we're back. So what had happened was we had our camera ran out of juice. Bad on us, I guess. Right before I could continue with putting the nails in. So what I did was after I put these on there, I just stuck the clamps on like this and just let it dry. So I had put half a dozen of them on there. Whatever, doesn't matter. So I'm going to continue on with the assembly as if that wasn't done, because this is not designed to use a ton of clamps. Okay, so carrying on. I'm going to use 1 1/4 inch brad nails. Maybe you don't need that many, but this is going to be a really rusty piece anyway, so I'm just doing damage to it, so that's good. You're going to let it dry, assuming this wasn't dry, which it is, of course. Now, because the bolts don't go all the way through, because they're not long enough, I'm going to now flip this over. I'm going to pre-drill. I'm just going to use 1 1/4 inch deck screws, and I have these strategically placed on the 4 edges here where they're going to give support, but when we're done, you're going to be able to cover the screws up with felt pads. Set your clutch pretty low on this because pine is really soft and you don't want it to plow right through it. Okay, don't stay ready to stain it. Okay, now right before we stain here, we're going to rustify it. Something I've never done before, but apparently you can't do it wrong. You just gotta